I'm Ryan, 25 years old, a software developer at a small tech company on the city's edge. My life is a code of secrets, waiting to unravel. Years have passed since college, yet my bond with Ethan remains unbroken, a thread woven through time. Today's tale unfolds an unforeseen day that shattered my world and his family's forever. Years of friendship with Ethan, yet my heart races for his mother, Diane. Her warmth and energy draw you in, leaving you breathless, yearning for more. Each visit drew me closer to her, our conversations lingering longer than those with Ethan, a connection I couldn't ignore. She smiles effortlessly, her laughter echoing in the silence, and her beauty? It haunts me. Her presence pulled me in, an irresistible force I couldn't escape. On my rare day off, I felt a surge of excitement as I planned to surprise Ethan with an unexpected visit. Without a second thought, I snatched my keys and sped off, leaving no time for a call. I believed it would be a thrilling, unexpected reunion. I arrived to an empty house. Diane opened the door, her eyes wide with shock at my presence. Her smile was a mask, laughter barely concealing the tension as she beckoned me in. "Well, this is a surprise," she said, her smile hiding a storm beneath. "Ethan never said a word about your arrival." I forced a smile, my fingers trembling against the nape of my neck. "I thought I'd catch him off guard," I whispered. Her laughter echoed, a fleeting sound, as she stepped aside, leaving uncertainty in her wake. "He's gone, but you can wait. Just know, the silence hangs heavy in the air." In an instant, the sky unleashed its fury. Rain lashed down, a relentless torrent, trapping them in a moment of desperation. Diane's eyes darted to the window, her brow furrowing in intrigue before she turned back to me, a storm brewing in her gaze. "You're not going anywhere in this weather?" she said, her smile growing, a hint of mischief in her eyes. "It seems your time here is far from over." I nodded, a flicker of relief coursing through me at the chance to linger. She guided me into the living room, a heavy silence enveloping us as we took our seats. The rain fell, a soft curtain between us, as whispers danced in the air, heavy with unspoken truths. In the dim light of the living room, we exchanged words about work, life, and the shadow of Ethan that lingered between us. Her laughter echoed in the silence, a haunting melody that pulled me in, yet left me trembling on the edge of uncertainty. Our eyes would lock, a moment stretching into eternity, and in that charged silence, I sensed the flicker of something undeniable. As we spoke, she leaned back, her legs crossing with a deliberate grace that sent a shiver down my spine. Her energy flickered like a dying flame, her smile a haunting echo of what once was. It was intoxicating, a fleeting moment that held me in its grip. I attempted to conceal the truth, but her eyes sparkled with a knowing glint every time our gazes met. "So, Ryan," she said, her smirk cutting through the silence, "you seem awfully quiet tonight. Is there a shadow lurking in your thoughts?" Surprise strikes like a lightning bolt. I stuttered, laughter trembling on my lips. I never imagined it would come to this, just the two of us, alone in the silence. She tilted her head, her eyes smoldering with a mix of warmth and challenge. "It was a surprise," she whispered, her voice trembling with unspoken tension. "Ethan's absence lingers, and the silence is heavy. Company is a fleeting comfort in the shadows of his departure." Her words dripped with nonchalance, yet the warmth in her tone sent my heart racing. Our words danced in the air, and then, like a sudden storm, the conversation shifted to the depths of our souls. She recounted the echoes of her youth, the dreams that once ignited her spirit, and the haunting transformations that life had wrought upon her. I was captivated, every word gripping my heart with a fierce intensity. With each ticking minute, the storm outside raged on, relentless and unforgiving. Diane's eyes darted to the clock, then locked onto mine, her smile tinged with uncertainty. "The storm isn't letting up," she whispered, her eyes dark with worry. The rain pounded against the window, a relentless fury. I nodded, my heart racing as I watched the chaos unfold outside. "I can't go home tonight," she whispered, her eyes filled with unspoken fears. A smile crossed my lips, gratitude mingling with a thrilling tension deep within. "Thank you, Diane. It means everything to me." She vanished for a heartbeat, then reappeared, draping extra blankets over the couch beside me. Our hands barely touched as she passed them to me, a jolt of warmth igniting within, compelling me to meet her gaze. Her eyes locked onto mine, a silent challenge wrapped in warmth. In that fleeting instant, the world beyond vanished into silence. My heart pounded wildly. Her gaze lingered on mine, an intensity that spoke volumes, filling the silence with unspoken emotions. Her warmth enveloped me, the intoxicating scent of her perfume lingering in the air, a silent promise hanging between us. In that instant, I realized this would be etched in my memory forever. She held my gaze, and in that fleeting moment, the warmth in her eyes ignited a storm within me. In that charged moment, she leaned in, her gaze locked onto mine. As her fingers grazed my forehead, the touch lingering, electrifying the air between us. My breath hitched, her touch igniting a fire within me, and I found myself leaning closer, drawn in by an unseen force. "Ryan," she breathed, her voice trembling with unspoken weight. "You're truly extraordinary." The words hung heavy, and in that instant, I shattered. As I edged nearer, my heart raced while I grasped her hand, trembling with uncertainty. Her skin radiated warmth, a softness that held him captive, and she remained close, refusing to pull away. She leaned in, lips parting just enough, a silent invitation hanging in the air, charged with tension. My heart pounded as I leaned in, my lips hovering over hers, a fragile moment hanging in the air. Her kiss lingered, soft yet electric, as her hand brushed my cheek, igniting a storm of emotions within me. We halted, and as our gazes locked once more, an unspoken certainty surged between us. I pulled her in, our lips crashing together, the world around us fading into nothingness. A tension crackled in the air, electric and undeniable. She sighed against my lips, her fingers gripping the back of my neck, drawing me closer, as if the moment had been a long time coming for both of us. Her touch electrified me, igniting a fire I couldn't resist. A quiet energy pulsed between us, an unspoken connection neither of us dared to name. With a hesitant breath, she withdrew, her eyes sparkling with mischief. "You know," she whispered, "I never imagined it would come to this, but now we both understand the inevitable path ahead." I forced a smile, my heart racing as I nodded, uncertainty hanging in the air. Relief washes over me. The rain lashed against the windows, a relentless torrent, while inside, a suffocating warmth enveloped the room, thick with tension. She sank into the couch, drawing me in, and I enveloped her in my arms, holding her tightly, as if the world outside had vanished. Her fingers danced along my back, igniting a fire with every fleeting touch, leaving me breathless and yearning. Our lips collided once more, a surge of intensity, a moment suspended in time. Her hands roamed, a heat that beckoned, as if this moment had been a long-held secret for both of us. Her fingers grazed my arms, a whisper of a touch that sent shivers down my spine. I fought to hold back a smile as our lips brushed, the air thick with unspoken tension. Her gaze pierced through me, warmth mingling with an electric tension. Fingers brushed my chest, sensing the frantic rhythm of my heart beneath her delicate touch. I leaned down, my lips brushing her neck, lingering just long enough to feel her shiver against me. Time stood still as I melted into her embrace, our hearts racing in sync, the storm raging outside, drowning out everything but us. She sighed, a breath caught in the tension, arching just enough for my hand to discover the curve of her waist, a hauntingly perfect fit beneath my fingertips. Her response ignited a fire within me. My hand moved cautiously, gliding along the curve of her back, the heat radiating through the delicate fabric, sending shivers down my spine. She whispered softly, her hand gripping my shoulder, drawing me in with an intensity that sent shivers down my spine. Her warmth wrapped around me, a pull I couldn't resist. The urge to uncover her depths consumed me. Our eyes locked, a silent storm brewing in the depths of our souls. I leaned in once more, our lips crashing together, each heartbeat echoing the urgency of the moment. My hand grazed her hip, and her pulse raced under my fingertips. She melted into me, her body fitting perfectly against mine. Each touch ignited a spark, a connection that felt both thrilling and terrifying. Her gaze pierced through me, a storm of unspoken feelings swirling in her eyes. With a fleeting smile, she sank into the couch, pulling my hand to her shoulder, her fingers intertwining with mine, a moment suspended in time. My hand glided down her leg, the heat radiating beneath my palm. As I brushed her thigh with a gentle touch, the air thickened with tension as we drew nearer, our kisses lingering, each one a heartbeat that echoed in the silence. In that moment, nothing else existed, only her warmth enveloping me, pulling me deeper into a world where time stood still. As we separated, gasping and disoriented, the outside world had shifted into something unrecognizable. The rain fell relentlessly, shrouding us in a heavy silence, isolating us in a fragile bubble of uncertainty. The flush in her cheeks was undeniable, her lips glistening from our kisses, igniting a fire of longing that consumed me. A surge of raw emotion gripped me, pulling me toward her, compelling me to delve deeper into the unknown. "Perhaps we should find a more comfortable place," she whispered, her voice a tantalizing blend of allure and danger. I nodded, a surge of adrenaline coursing through me as she guided me down the shadowy corridor to her room. The door creaked open, a haunting invitation into a space that pulsed with warmth, shadows dancing under the flickering lamp. The room, elegantly adorned, pulsed with an energy only she could ignite. She turned to face me, her eyes ablaze, the air crackling with unspoken tension. The door clicked shut, echoing in the stillness, amplifying the tension that hung in the air. As I edged nearer, an irresistible pull consumed me, like a moth entranced by the flickering fire. My heart pounded as she moved closer, the air thick with tension. Her hand in mine felt warm, grounding me in a moment that neither of us had expected but couldn't ignore. With a swift pull, I drew her near, my hand grazing her waist, the warmth of her body igniting a storm within me. Her gaze locked onto mine, a flicker of mischief igniting a fire within me. In that moment, my resolve crumbled, and I leaned in, sealing our fate with a kiss that held the weight of everything unspoken. The kiss intensified, a desperate urgency as I drew her closer, our hearts racing in the silence. Our bodies intertwined, her warmth enveloped me, each kiss igniting a fire that coursed through my veins. Her hands glided up my arms, mapping every muscle, then tangled in my hair, yanking me closer, igniting an urge to delve deeper. As I pulled away from the kiss, her eyes locked onto mine, revealing the fiery intensity of our shared desire. Our foreheads touched, a fleeting connection that ignited a storm within me. Exhilaration clashed with raw vulnerability. "Is this really what you want?" I whispered, my voice a fragile wisp in the darkness. Her response was a fleeting smile, a silent agreement, as her gaze pierced through me. "Never have I felt such certainty," she replied, her voice unwavering, yet a storm brewed beneath the surface. With that promise hanging in the air, I leaned down once more, sealing our fate with a kiss. This time, I hesitated, my heart racing as I led her to the bed. The mattress beckoned, soft and inviting. As she sank into its depths, I loomed above her, the tension thick, a heartbeat away from the unknown. I lingered, my lips brushing her neck, each kiss a whisper against her collarbone. Her body trembled under my touch, a silent plea hanging in the air. Her fingers traced my spine, a silent command as I ventured deeper, each inch a thrilling discovery, every gasp and sigh a haunting echo in the stillness. I hesitated, my gaze fixed on her, the weight of the moment heavy in the air. With each drop of rain pounding against the window, I was consumed by her presence, the outside world slipping into oblivion. I surged forward, driven by the electric bond between us. Each kiss ignites a fire, each touch unravels secrets, plunging us into the abyss of our deepest yearnings. Our bodies entwined, a heartbeat away from oblivion. Each pulse of passion drew us deeper into a whirlwind of desire, leaving me breathless, teetering on the edge of ecstasy. The night deepened, shadows danced around us, laughter mingled with breathless gasps, and we surrendered to the intoxicating pull of each other. Our friendship teetered on the edge, transformed into a wild, beautiful chaos that threatened to consume us both. Never did I foresee a night unraveling in such a way. Every heartbeat drew us nearer, ensnaring us in a fragile web of connection. As fatigue enveloped me, I collapsed beside her, my arm instinctively wrapping around her shoulders, a silent vow of protection in the stillness of the night. We gasped, breaths intertwining, as we faced the haunting echoes of our bond. Her fingers danced across my chest, a whisper of touch that sent shivers down my spine. I leaned in, pressing my lips to her forehead, the heat of her body igniting a fire within me. Tonight was incredible, I whispered, my heart racing with unnameable emotions. She turned to me, her smile a fragile flicker in the shadows. It truly was, she whispered, her eyes glinting with a mix of triumph and secrets untold. Could I really embrace this? The thought lingers, heavy with uncertainty. As we surrendered to sleep, the rain outside softened, yet within us, a storm raged on. Our hearts, forever altered by this night of unforeseen desire, pulsed with a haunting intensity. In that moment, a spark ignited, a whisper of what was to come, a tale laced with longing, betrayal, and the thrill of unexpected love awaited. We lay tangled in each other's embrace, the air thick with unspoken words and lingering heat. The world outside began to breathe again, but shadows lingered, whispering of what had been lost. The rain eased, its soft patter against the window a haunting backdrop to our hushed whispers and fragile laughter, each sound laced with unspoken tension. As I teetered on the edge of slumber, the doorbell's piercing ring shattered the silence, pulling me back into a world of uncertainty. I stood still, my heart pounding as I caught her gaze. Her eyes widened, a storm of surprise and panic swirling within them. The weight of the moment bore down, shattering our illusions. Her son, my friend, was back, and the air crackled with unspoken tension. Could it be him? She started, her voice trembling, almost lost in the shadows. Yes, it's him, I whispered, my heart pounding. We rushed to compose ourselves, but the desperate flurry of sheets and clothing deepened the turmoil around us. The doorbell rang again, insistent and sharp, sending a jolt through my veins. Quick, hide, she whispered, her eyes filled with fear. I scanned the room, my heart racing, seeking an escape from the impending darkness. In a heartbeat, I plunged into the closet, my back against the cold wall, the frantic rhythm of my heart echoing in the silence. I held my breath, every nerve on edge, desperate to catch the sounds unfolding beyond the bedroom door. Mom, are you there? She opened the door to the living room, her heart racing as she transformed from flustered to composed in an instant. Yes, I'm here, she replied, her voice unwavering, even as turmoil raged within her heart. I caught a glimpse of her behind the closet door, poised and unreadable, a storm brewing beneath her stillness. Her poise in that tense moment was nothing short of breathtaking. Were you trapped in the tempest? He stepped inside, oblivious to the heavy tension that hung in the air. I held my breath, desperate to glimpse his expression, questioning how deeply he understood. Just a little shower, she said, her voice trembling with an undercurrent of anxiety. But I'm okay. What happened today? It was more than good. It was a moment that lingered, heavy with unspoken words. I thought we could spend some time together. Of course, she replied, her eyes darting to the bedroom door, a shiver of awareness creeping in. I gasped, heart racing, as the moment hung in the air, teetering on the edge of uncertainty. Would she dare to let him cross the threshold? Would he feel the tension in the air? I'll be right there, she whispered, glancing back at the door before rushing toward me, urgency in her every step. Her eyes burned with an unyielding resolve, a fierce determination to seize this fleeting moment. "Hurry, get dressed," she urged, her heart pounding in sync with mine. I dressed in haste, battling the storm of my racing thoughts. The rustle of bags pierced the silence, each sound echoing like a heartbeat. My friend was in the living room, searching. But for what? The tension hung thick in the air. Does he sense it? The weight of the truth hangs heavy in the air, a silent tension that could shatter at any moment. Just pretend everything is fine. We will find a way. With a final, lingering look, we steeled ourselves for the harsh grip of reality's return. I emerged from the shadows, heart racing, and entered the living room just as my friend spun around, a wide grin plastered on his face. "Finally, you've arrived. I was beginning to wonder if you were avoiding me," he chuckled, unaware of the tension crackling between us. As she replied, her voice steady, a fleeting glance revealed a storm of unspoken words swirling between us. As night fell, laughter echoed, a fragile veil over the simmering tension and the weight of unspoken truths that hung in the air. My heart raced, the echo of our passion haunting me, a bittersweet reminder of what once was. In that fleeting moment, the air crackled with unspoken tension. Friendship hung by a thread, teetering on the edge of something deeper. The warmth enveloped us, yet the thrill of the unknown loomed large. I realized, with a pounding heart, that this was merely the prologue to a tale neither of us could foresee, a beautiful chaos waiting to unfold.